I'm doing something that I haven't done on this channel in 2 months. And if you guys were here since the start of this YouTube channel, you know that I did a video called What Happened to All the NXT Champions and All of the NXT North American Champions. And the reason why I haven't made one in 2 months is because these videos take incredibly enough time. Because you know what was crazy? Currently, it's 6:34 p.m. where I'm currently. And it took me 34 minutes to get all this set up for this video. So it is a lot of time consuming, and then filming the video, it takes a lot of time consuming. But we're doing, instead of the men, we're doing the women, where we have seen what happened to all the women. The women's world championship. Dang it! It's supposed to be the women's world championship champions. It's fine. What happened to all of the world women's champions? And this will be technically the SmackDown title, which, if you guys don't know, that's the one on Raw currently, the one holding by the one Liv Morgan's holding right now. So that's time. But anyway, before we get into today's video, I'd love for you guys to drop that big subscribe button down below. Yeah. So, yeah, because I post wrestling videos every single day. Sometimes 2 times a day, depending on if I do the podcasting, which I don't know when the next episode of that coming out, because I've been too lazy to film them. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into today's video. As we move in for the first ever SmackDown World Champion, or the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, and the first champion of all time is Becky Lynch in 2016, which this was big because there was the Raw Women's Champion, which replaced the Divas title. But yeah, Becky Lynch became the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion at Backlash, beating that does not sound very beating in a 6-pack elimination challenge match with Nikki Bella, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Naomi at Backlash in 2016, and held this championship for 84 days. So from September 11th, 2016 to December 4th, 2016, she was the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. And moving on to the second ever is Alexa Bliss. During a WWE's Wicked Witch, apparently is the name, triumphantly in a brutal tables match against Becky Lynch to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And she held it for 69 days, which is crazy because, again, Alexa Bliss used to be a former world champion, and she's been out for she's been out for over a year. Also, Becky Lynch is currently out. She probably will come back very soon. I feel like she will come back probably in January. I feel like she will come back like when Raw goes to Netflix. I feel like that's when she will come back. Like during WrestleMania 41 type vibes, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, but Alexa Bliss, hopefully she'll come back soon as well. So yeah. And we can move over to the third ever SmackDown Women's Champion, Naomi, beating Alexa Bliss at the Elimination Chamber. And she only held it for 8 days though. Because you will see why. But she's back in the WWE. She's challenged for the WWE Women's Championship multiple times. Haven't been able to win it back again. So we'll find out and see. And then we move over. Alexa Bliss becomes the first ever second-time SmackDown Women's Champion because Naomi was forced to relinquish her title after a brutal knee injury. And at the same night, what do you know? Alexa Bliss wins the championship and held it for 40 days. Alexa Bliss, I just basically what I said in the last thing, clip thing. And we move over again, where Naomi finally, after injury, finally gets her championship back. Beating a bunch of women to get a championship opportunity at WrestleMania 33 in her hometown, where she beat Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship and holding the championship for 139 days. So congratulations to Naomi again. And as we move over to the next champion, we got Natalya. For the first time in 6 years, it says 6 years, Natalya finally gets a championship when she defeated Naomi at SummerSlam 2017, and she only held this championship for 86 days. And for me, it's kind of hard to see Natalya as a women's champion. I feel like I don't know. I feel like she just never wins championships. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. This is the first of many appearances for Charlotte Flair. I'll tell you that much. Charlotte Flair defeated Natalya in her hometown. Or it was either, I don't know, one of their hometowns. Charlotte Flair dethroned Natalya, and Ric Flair came down and congratulated her. And this was the first championship Charlotte Flair held, and she held it for 146 days. So I don't need to talk about Charlotte Flair more. I don't. And then, surprisingly, when I actually had to watch this movie on the YouTube video, when I was going to the theater to watch a movie, Carmella literally cashed in on Charlotte Flair after Billie Kay and Peyton Royce distracted her. And Carmella came down, cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase, won the championship, and held it for 130 days. So Carmella, she's been out because of since she was pregnant, and she's having issues. So she was pregnant. I think their child is healthy. Corey Graves and Carmella's child. But yeah, hopefully Carmella comes back soon. I feel like this video is boring. No, maybe it's not. But we move into, of course, what a surprise. It's Charlotte Flair again. What? Oh, no, this ain't good. Oh, God, I got the wrong. Where did I get 12 days from? No one held it for 12 days. Oh. Well, my bad. Typo. It's supposed to say 26 days. My bad. Charlotte Flair beat Carmella at the 2018 SummerSlam and held the championship for 27 days. So, yeah. I guess that's good. Again, Charlotte Flair. Do I need to say more? She's already going to beat her father's record, probably. And then we go over to Becky Lynch. Again, getting her championship back at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, or PLE. And she defeated Charlotte Flair, and she held that championship for 91 days. Yep, for 91 days. But then, obviously, we already know Becky Lynch, multiple-time women's world champion, multiple-time champion, and just one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet. And also, what I was going to say. And also, one of the 4 horsewomen, I think. Becky Lynch. Wait, no. Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley. Yeah. 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 91 days. But then Asuka got her hands on this championship in the first ever women's TLC match. It was an instant classic, apparently. And Asuka held this championship for 99 days. Why couldn't it just be 100 days, Vince? Why couldn't it just be 100 days? Anyway, doesn't matter how long she held the championship before, because this was the first of many. And by the way, Asuka's been out for quite a while. I think since like May-ish. I can't remember, but she's been out for a while. Is all I really know. And hopefully Asuka is back soon. She's a great professional wrestler. Great wrestler in general. So, yeah. Come back soon, Asuka. Oh, what a surprise here. Charlotte Flair once again is the champion. I'm reading this off WWE.com. It says just at 2 weeks before the historical first ever women's main event at WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair receives a surprising SmackDown Women's Championship opportunity and beats Asuka for the title. By the way, we're in 2019, so it's right before WrestleMania 35. And Charlotte Flair only held this championship for 12 days. Because you're going to see why in a minute. Because Becky Lynch became the first ever woman to hold the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship, becoming Becky 2 belts. But surprisingly, I thought like she held it longer, because I wasn't watching. I was a wrestling fan, but I wasn't watching like every day. I would watch like YouTube clips. I would watch YouTube clips and like play and stuff. But she only held the championship 41 days. I know she won the 2 titles at WrestleMania 35. I thought she always held it longer. And this was the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania, pinning Ronda Rousey. So, yeah. You should, and by the way, I would love you guys to take a guess who the next person is who defeated Becky Lynch for this title. And by the way, just the SmackDown Women's title. Who do you think? Let me hear it. And if you guess Charlotte Flair, you are absolutely right. And Charlotte Flair only held this championship for like a couple of minutes. At Money in the Bank. Becoming a 9-time women's champion. Great. But then someone even more exciting than Charlotte Flair as champion. Great. I want to hear it. Bayley cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And she held it for 140 days. And she was in the harder character, and people loved Bayley. Like, you couldn't go wrong with Bayley. If you hated Bayley, like, you should have been like put on something. You're like, I don't know. You shouldn't. But guess what? She lost it on October 6, 2019. Now, before we skip to the next one, guess who she lost it to? Let me guess. Let me hear it. And if you guess Charlotte Flair, you're 110% correct. She only held it for 4 days. Through this October 6th to October 11th, 2019. This is her 10th world title, and beat Bayley at Hell in a Cell. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But then 4 days later, she lost it to Bayley. Except this is a different Bayley. This is Bayley. This is heel Bayley. Bayley turned heel And yeah, I I thought when I was looking at this, I said I had to think, I didn't realize or look at the image 2019. So I came up with this idea in my head. Bailey won this championship from Charlotte Flair, and lost the championship to Charlotte Flair. And the 4 days later, she got mad because she lost the title to Charlotte Flair. So she turned heel, turned on said the crowd sucks, and turned heel and won the championship back. Um, so cool. But this actually became her longest reign ever, and became the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in history, with 379 days going into 2022. In October 2020. So yeah, and then she lost it to Sasha Banks, her best friend, in a Hell in a Cell match. I don't think Bailey's good in Hell in a Cell matches. It would have learned from this 2020. If you could have guessed, it was 2020. Her former best friend, Bailey, and she held the championship for 167 days. Sasha Banks. Do I have to say more? Sasha Banks. Apparently she's trash in AEW. I don't watch AEW, so I wouldn't know. But leave it down in the comments below if she's good anymore. Is she good? Was her career in WWE better? We'll find out. But then at WrestleMania 37, Bianca Belair did the best thing she could and became one of the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. Held it for 132 days. So, congratulations to Bianca Belair, which didn't end out well for Bianca Belair. By the way, Bianca Belair, fantastic wrestler, doing fantastic things right now in the women's division. She's probably going to go in a feud soon, maybe the early 2025 with Jade Cargill. So yeah. Anyway, but guess what? SummerSlam 2021, she had a match with Becky Lynch and lost in 6 minutes. Or sorry, not minutes, seconds. 6 seconds. Nobody expected Becky Lynch to be back. She was out for almost a year and a half because she gave birth, and then she decided came back, and guess what? She defeated Bianca Belair, did a Mayhem Slam, and beat her in 6 seconds, becoming the new Women's SmackDown World Champion, and turning heel in the process after the thing. So, but you probably know, Becky Lynch only held it for 62 days. Who did she lose to? No, she didn't lose it to nobody. Charlotte Flair was the Raw Women's Champion, and Becky Lynch was a SmackDown Women's Champion, and so they got switched brands. So Becky was now on Raw, and Charlotte was now on SmackDown. So they did that awful title exchange where they threw the titles on the ground, make the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's titles useless. So, yeah. But this is the era of professional wrestling where I actually started watching professional wrestling every single day. In 2022, around WrestleMania 38, I started wrestling every single day, and I only missed 3 episodes of WWE since then. So, I think that's good. But then Charlotte Flair held this title for 197 days. Do I need to say more? But then I remember this day actually very well. This happened at WrestleMania Backlash 2022, where Ronda Rousey beat her and held the championship for 55 days. In an I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash 2022. I remember this day very well. But you want to know a day I remember even what better than this? This day where Liv Morgan cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase to become the WWE Women's SmackDown Championship. And I was jumping up and down when I saw Liv Morgan cash in and win that title. This was a great day. I was happy for Liv Morgan. And yeah, I remember this day very well. I was like super excited for this. And she only held it for 97 days though, which I was still super excited for Liv Morgan. And this is a day that I'll never forget, her winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. And now she's still the current champion, so yeah. But then at Extreme Rules, which I do remember because that was the PLE, Bray Wyatt came back. Rip Bray Wyatt. She lost it to Ronda Rousey, where I remember Liv Morgan going through a bunch of Extreme Rules match against Sonya Deville, putting people through tables and stuff. And I remember that day, I was like, okay. And then she lost it to Liv Morgan. I remember there's videos of Matt Riddle training with Liv Morgan to try to help beat Ronda Rousey, but it didn't work. But Ronda Rousey ended up beating Liv Morgan and held the championship for 83 days. Which something exciting happened and kind of ended Ronda Rousey's title defense. December 30th, 2022. I remember this day. I was watching SmackDown. It was like a New Year's Eve thing. Ronda Rousey just defended her title. Shayna Baszler, I forget some reason why it was there. And she came back. Then Charlotte Flair came out. She said, I want to match with that title right now. And Shayna Baszler was being smart here. She was saying, don't accept this match. This is stupid. And Ronda Rousey said, I'm going to accept this match. I'm going to accept this match and prove her wrong. And then ended up beating. Then ended up losing to Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair actually did, but in this 92-day reign as the SmackDown Women's Champion, she did way more. And held for 92 days. And was a babyface for the first time in one of these title reigns, I think. So that was pretty cool. And I was actually kind of excited for Charlotte Flair to be back, honestly. But then at WrestleMania 39, Hollywood, Charlotte Flair would lose the title to Rhea Ripley. Literally becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion. During her title reign during the summer, it became the Women's World Championship. So, no more SmackDown Women's Championship. So now it's the Women's World Championship, which I actually like way better than SmackDown. And she held it for 379 days, tying Bayley as the longest reigning women's world champion of all time. But sadly, we already know how this reign went. It was honestly not the best reign of all time. I feel like when Rhea becomes champion again, it's going to be way better than what we got now. I just have a feeling her second reign with the title is going to be way better. So, but sadly, on April 15th, 2024, Rhea Ripley relinquished the title because of Liv Morgan injuring her in a backstage brawl, and her have to step away for WWE for a couple of months. Which does bring up a question. If Rhea Ripley never got injured and had a relinquished her championship, would she still be champion to this day? And will she become the first ever crown jewel Super Bowl ring champion? Oh, I feel like if she didn't get injured here, the whole Dom story and the whole Liv Morgan story wouldn't happen as it is. So I'm kind of glad that she did get injured, but I wish she didn't get injured at the same time. So, yeah. But just 7 days later, Becky Lynch, who faced Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 40, not that, a couple weeks earlier, won the Women's World Championship And people were mad apparently. They were calling her Becky Hogan. I don't know why. Becky Lynch was actually the best option for this. People were saying, oh, it should have been Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan shouldn't have won in the Battle Royal. She should have won it at the match, which she did. Where Becky Lynch is already a former women's world champion and could do a bunch of times and had that little mini feud with Liv Morgan. And actually, Becky Lynch was supposed to leave the WWE. I'm not supposed to be back, but since Rhea Ripley got injured, she had to carry the title for a little bit and held it for 32 days, which were very meaningful 32 days. And then our current women's champion, women's world champion, and Liv Morgan, who won the championship at King and Queen of the Ring, beating Becky Lynch. This is her longest reign yet, for 178 days, and this is kind of where Dirty Dominic Mysterio interfered. And by the way, 178 days, that's just when she won. That's today. Like tomorrow will be like almost 179 days, I believe. Yeah, 79 days. So why am I thinking? But I'm just going based off today. So Liv Morgan has had a fantastic run. I have one problem about her. I have one complaint about her championship run is that she hasn't had I haven't had a lot of title defenses, which I like when there's a lot of title defenses in the match. But maybe that's just me. So yeah, that's all of the SmackDown Women's Champions and Women's World Champions. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and please comment down below if you like this type of content, or like this, like where I could go like that type of content. If not, then it's probably gonna be the last video because I hate making these videos. But that's all I have for you guys today. So anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye.